Hi FlossTube, this is Haley, otherwise known as Peregrine Stitcher, here on FlossTube and over on Instagram. This is my cat, Katniss, who's decided to join again today. Today is May 29th. It's been about a month since my last FlossTube. It's been really busy over the past month, but I have a lot to show you because the more stressed out I am, the more I stitch. And it's been a pretty stressful month. So as usual, I'm going to get right into the stitching. I have two finishes to show you. So the first is Isabella's Heart. This is by Modern Folk Embroidery. Just an absolutely gorgeous pattern by Jacob. I really enjoyed stitching this. And here is my finish. So I did this on the Leo and Roxy linen. It came with it. It's called Blue Slate. And this is a 36 count. And I also used the Leo and Roxy floss. Just gorgeous. It only has the 3 colors, but I think they work together perfectly and they just look great on this blue linen. So this is probably one that I will get framed in the coming month. This is just too special not to frame. And the next finish that I had is also Modern Folk Embroidery. So this is, some people call it GBH, or Garreta Briquis 1848. This was also a lot of fun to stitch. And here is my finish. Try to get it all in the camera there. I did iron these, but they're already a little wrinkly again. So I did this on a 38 count legacy linen called Wayfarer's Cloak. I used the called for DMC. I made a couple of changes. So I replaced her initials with mine. I replaced the year in each corner with 2022. And the initials at the bottom with the initials of my kids. But this is just absolutely gorgeous. I mean, these flowers at the bottom are to die for. I think these are, let's see, it must be an iris and a carnation and maybe tulips. But they're just gorgeous. And again, that border, as I mentioned, was a little trying because each of those little buds has a bunch of different colors in it, none of which are the same. So that took a while, but I thought the final result came out great. It's just really, really pretty. So I did this with 1 thread over 2. And I've started to really like that. I used to really do more 2 over 2, but I'm getting, I'm really starting to like 1 over 2 better. It just feels less bunchy to me. So I noticed that when I went back, you'll see in a minute, when I went back to some other projects that are 2 over 2, they started to feel a little clunky. So those are my 2 finishes. I'm hoping to hopefully get both of those framed in the next month or so. For my whips, as I mentioned, I went straight to Princess Eliana because I had not worked on her in a while. So this is Princess Eliana by Mirabilia. I'm getting so close on this one. I got quite a lot done actually. So this is where I'm at. It's big. So I did, I think last time I had done up through about here. So I did this whole back of her dress all the way to the end and started working my way down. So really all I have to do And I think I can do this, honestly, hopefully next month. But all I have to do is finish the bottom of her dress here and her skin, and then I can start beading. I'm leaving the skin until last. I probably shouldn't have done that because I'm not looking forward to it. But then I can start the beading, so that will be the reward. Sorry, I have to like hide behind this. There we go. And so this is on a 32 count Witchelt Peaceful Purple. That's the called for linen, and I'm using the called for DMC. So I really think that I can get her done. If not in June, hopefully by July. And I've already picked out my next memorabilia, which I will show you in a few minutes when we get to haul. So I'm really excited. I think I would feel really sad if I finished Princess Eliana and I didn't have another memorabilia to look forward to. So I've started to work on it, and I'll show that to you in a minute. Okay, the next whip is my usual, as you know, is Pandemic by Long Dog Samplers. I've been working on this one for a while, and I think I'm getting pretty close on this. It'll still take me a couple of months, but I'm working on the last row now, and I finished a whole page. So let me show you. Let's see here. There we go. It's not fitting on the screen anymore. There it is. Okay, so get in a little closer here. So I did this whole page here. I only have 4 pages left. I was really excited to start putting in the year. I've been thinking about this one. You know, originally I had planned that I would put the year that it was finished, so it'd be 20 here and then 22 over here on the other side of the medallion. But I'm almost thinking that I will use 2020 as it's charted. Because this is called Pandemic, I just feel like 2020 is the year that we will remember the pandemic being in. And I think that's maybe more important than the year in which I finish it, if that makes sense. I haven't decided, but I'm gonna have to decide soon because it's on the next page. So I will get at least 1 more page done this month, if not 2. I mean, gosh, if I could get 2 pages done each month, I could have this finished in July, which would be really exciting. But at the very least, I think I'll finish this by the early fall. And so this one, again, I'm doing on a 18 count oatmeal Aida. And I'm using this variegated floss. I wanted to show you what the floss actually looks like on the skein, because it looks a little bit different once it's on the fabric. But you can see here it has this really intense variegation from green to red to lavender. So I think it looks great. I'm really enjoying that. So that is Pandemic. Now the next one I started working on, I had not worked on for a while, and that is Anne Thomas, 1854. Love this one. This is a Hands Across the Sea sampler, and this is always just a nice change of pace. It's no joke. This is a pretty complicated sampler, but I really enjoy working on it. So here she is. And I'm doing this on a 36 count Fox and Rabbit linen called Ballet Slippers, which is just the perfect shade of, light shade of pink, I think, for this. So last time I had done the center medallion and this border So this month I did this whole border on this side. And it's, you know, again, it's rather complicated. You can see it's not exactly a mirror image. They're slightly different but coordinating on each side. So it's a lot of fun. It's just you really have to pay attention because there are a lot of color changes and it's not in any way symmetrical. But I think it's just turning out great. So when I work on this again, I plan to do the medallion on this side and then start working up here. Hi, Oliver. That's my cat, Oliver. You okay, babies? Come here. You want to say hi? No? Okay. Oliver does not want to say hi. Anyhow, so this is going to take me a while, but I'll get there. And I have a pretty good idea now of what I want to put in for the verse. I've decided I'm not going to use this this scripture up here about Sheol, you know, death. I have something I'm pretty excited about, so I can't wait actually to get to that point. So that's pretty fun. And I'm using DMC, if I didn't mention that. Okay. The next thing I worked on is the Modern Folk Embroidery 2022 Mystery Sal. So I'm staying caught up with this. I finished, I guess this would be April. No, May. This would be May. So I'm doing this on a 32 count needle and flax linen called Dolly Madison, and I'm using Leo and Roxy thread in the color charcoal. And I'm doing 2/2, pretty much as charted. And so what I did this time was this, this page down here, where there are some nice, get it folded up here. There are a couple swans up there at the top, that gorgeous flower pot, and then down here there's a hound and a hare. I did on the hound right here, I just added ears. I felt that it didn't have ears before and it looked a little too reptilian for me, kind of like a duck with 4 legs. So I just added little dog ears to make it look more like a dog. But this is, you know, it's a lot of fun. I'm finding it feels sometimes a little bit like a chore, and I think that's just telling me that maybe mystery stitch-alongs aren't for me. Because it starts to feel like work and something I have to do each month versus something I want to do. I don't like to be told what to do. I do what I want. But I am enjoying it. I think maybe it would be better if I just work on it earlier in the month instead of towards the end, because then I start to feel like pressure, like I have to finish it quickly. Because now already, you know, the section for June is coming out in a few days, and it'll be time to work on that again. That's okay. It's going to be really, really cool once it's totally finished. So I am looking forward to seeing what's on deck for each month with that. Okay, then I did my usual temperature butterflies. So this is by Stitch and Mommy. And I'm pretty much caught up with this. I haven't quite finished May, but May isn't over yet. And so you can see here, we went straight from spring to August. It's been unseasonably hot here for May. It's, you know, been in the 80s, sometimes close to 90. Which is really strange for upstate New York because we often would even still get snow in May. So I guess it really is global warming. I hope that doesn't mean bad things for the summer in terms of drought and, you know, not having a good growing season. So I also got the butterfly done for June, so that's all ready to go. This is just fun. I wish I had done it on a smaller count linen, but oh well. Excuse me, allergies. Okay, and then, oh, I didn't bring it over, so I'll show you that next time. The last day or so I've been working on Elizabeth Isles. And I'm making some progress on that, so I'll show that to you next time. Okay, I have a little bit of haul. I have some floss and linen. So I am in the Leo and Roxy Floss Club, and I get both the neutrals and brights. So let's see, these are the neutrals. We've got obsidian, which is kind of a brownish black. This is called Oink. Peachy pink. This one is Jeté, which is a nice ballet pink. Salmon, lots of pinks this time. And I love this purple. This is called Duchess. It's a very deep purple. That's beautiful. And then in the brights, we have Do the Wave. That looks like blue jeans. Ube, it's a bright fuchsia. Peeps, pale yellow. This one is called Thistle. I really like this too, that has some nice variegation. And this one doesn't have a name on my floss drop, so that's kind of a nice green. So yeah, I'm really enjoying this club. I'm not sure what I'll use them for yet. I tend to use the called for floss, but I'm really enjoying playing with them and hanging them up, and so I'm sure they will come in handy. So I also am in the Color and Cotton Floss Club. So I get all of the colors there. So we've got Cherry Cordial. This is kind of neat. It's a kind of a tan and crimson mix. This one is Cranberry, kind of similar, but with a pinkish thread instead. This is called Mars. Steel Blue. Stop putting it in front of my face. And Raw Linen. And then these are the, I guess, the brights. Yeah. Hot Springs. Chantilly Lace. That looks like Antique Wedding Dress from Leo and Roxy. Dark Indigo. It's really pretty too. Kumquat. And Olive Brown. So yeah, lots of fun, really enjoying those. And I actually have been getting some linen. I'm waiting on a big order actually from Needle and Flax, so I have some projects planned for as soon as that gets here. But in the meantime, I ordered some Fiber on a Whim fabrics from the Fat Quarter Shop. So I got Cypress. I got this in 32 and 36. It's kind of like a grayish green. It's pretty. And then I got Milk and Honey. This is Milk and Honey. And this one is called Cream and Sugar. So these are both just really nice neutrals. And then I also ordered a few linens from Hobby House Needleworks. This is called Magnificent Linen by Fortnite Fabrics. Really like this one. It's a 36 count, but that has some nice modeling That would be great for an antique sampler. Actually, I like all of these that I got from Hobby House. This next one is by Tabby Cat, and it's a 36 count ragamuffin. Look at this. Isn't that cool? That's showing up pretty well. It's kind of like a grayish blue with purple. Really pretty. Almost kind of like murky, but just a lot lighter. So I have some ideas for what I want to do with that one. Really like that. And then this last one is 38 count Vermeer Blue by Legacy. I just love these blue fabrics. So got a nice fat quarter of that. So that's exciting. And then in terms of charts, so one of the floss tubers I like to watch is Shiloh from Cross Stitch MD, and I watched her last floss tube, and it was so incredibly expensive because I ended up buying like almost everything she showed. And so I realized, as you may recall, I am working on a red sampler wall, but I realized that I also need a blue sampler wall. And I'll show you why. Okay, I'm gonna try to do this carefully, but I'm going to show you my wall of shame because it is a completely blank, huge wall right next to me, and I am a cross stitcher and I have nothing on this wall. So I need to fix that. So I thought, what better than a blue sampler wall for my blue wall? So I ordered all of these for the birds charts from Blackbird. So there are 9, and you can do these separately. I think I will probably put them all on one. I haven't decided yet. So I don't know. I did order all the floss. I'm hoping that one of the needle and flax fabrics will work for this. I think I'm gonna need a fat half in order to fit all 9, but I have to measure and count. So I love all of these. I think they're gonna be really cool. And like I said, I ordered all the over-dyed flosses. Just really beautiful colors. Mostly weeks, dye works. And so other things that will go on my blue sampler wall are Mary Harry, which I already finished. Well, I didn't get that out to show you, but it's in one of my last floss tubes. And also this one has been on my list to do. This is Star Center Quilt, and I wanted to do it in the blue colorway. It's really cool. Somebody did this. I'm trying to remember who. I think it was either Lori Holt or Jan Hicks. I'll have to look it up. But it was just gorgeous. It has all these satin stitches, and in person, or not in person, but at least on YouTube, it was absolutely beautiful. So that would go on my blue sampler wall. So I'm excited about that. Also, so I picked out the next memorabilia I'm going to do. And I ordered the chart and the beads and the flosses, but I don't have the fabric yet. And so, ta-da! It's this one at the Met. So I definitely don't like this color of fabric that it's on, this kind of pinky tan. I'm thinking, I'm looking for like maybe a gray or grayish purple. I mean, this one that I showed you, Ragamuffin, my might be interesting. I haven't decided yet. I have to look at all the flosses. But I'm really excited. I think this is going to be gorgeous. And so now I would be sad if I would finish Princess Eliana if I didn't have another Mirabilia waiting in the wings for me to start on. So excited about that. I've also picked out my next long dog sampler. I haven't ordered the chart yet, but I know what I'm going to do, and that is Hoity Toity. And I want to do Jan Hicks conversion. That's more of a navy background with pinks versus the charted black and orange. So I'm going to try to put that together over the next month or so, because it just, you know, it takes a while to get fabric and floss these days. So you want to have everything ready to go. I ordered a couple of other charts that Shiloh mentioned. I didn't bring them here. They were PDFs, so I don't have the printouts now, but I got the Love Fracture and Red Rhapsody for my red sampler wall. And then, of course, I had to get this one. The Modern Folk Embroidery, Move Forward in Love, Pride Sal. Of course, for my youngest, who, as I shared with you before, is trans. So she's turning 18 in a couple of months, so I thought this would be nice to do for her. That she could have, hopefully when she moves out, she can have it in her room or apartment. And I think, so I have this piece of ice blue linen that I think would look really good with a rainbow floss. And a lot of these, the vines are all in navy. And so I think that would look good on the blue floss. I don't really like it on the pink, but I don't think it would work very well on white either. I mean, maybe. It would really be stark against a white fabric. So anyhow, I think that's it for haul. Life updates. Yeah, I mean, the last month or so, I was super busy, super stressful. As I mentioned, I had a lot of stuff going on at work. We had 2 commencements last weekend, both on Sunday, so that was fun. I sit in the platform party, so they were both like 3 hours long. But it's fun, you know, it's all about the kids, and they're so excited getting their degrees. So that's, you know, it's a very long day, but it's always a lot of fun. And then I thought things would quiet down, but actually they did not. So I have a lot going on at work right now, so it's just been rather crazy, but I still get stitching done because when I'm really stressed, I can't sleep. And so I'm usually up at night for at least a couple of hours stitching at night. But I have some fun things coming up. So Em will have sort of a graduation ceremony. She's not gonna be totally done with high school by June, but probably by August. So they're going to let her participate in the graduation ceremony. So that's good. That's good. And then I have a work conference in New Orleans coming up, and StitchCon Weekend B in Cincinnati. So I'm really looking forward to that. And yeah, just other than that, working on things around house. I have to replace my dishwasher because it broke. Trying to get a grill because my grill went kaput a few years ago, and I really would like to have one for the summer. But that's about it. So that's it for me. One thing I would mention, I had mentioned before that at some point I wanted to do a video of my fountain pen collection, and so I might do that. I have it all ready to go. I have all my pins and my list ready to go. So I might do that while I have everything set up here. So I will try to clearly label it, so if you are a subscriber, it should be evident that it will have nothing to do with stitching, but more just fountain pens. But if you're interested in that, you know, feel free to watch. It's really more just because I love to watch fountain pen collection videos, and you know, it's for my fountain pen friends and anyone else who may be interested. I have one other video that I might make. One of my other hobbies is that I'm a bit of a, I guess, a prepper, not in like the, you know, like, okay, let me just be perfectly clear. I have nothing to do with guns in any way, ever. I am totally anti-gun. And I also, you know, I don't have any underground bunkers or anything. But you know, I like to be prepared. I have, you know, my go bag. I have an emergency kit. And, you know, I have a very carefully curated set of items that I carry around with me in my purse every day, that seems to interest people with what I happen to have with me at any given time. You know, so there are a lot of videos out there. They're called everyday carry videos, which often, you know, has this connotation of, you know, something that I am not, something that I'm very opposed to. And there are also a lot of videos like from women of what's in my purse, and I am not at all like those videos. So like, I do not have like 7 different shades of lipstick or anything like that. But I have some interesting things that I carry around, and I thought it would just be fun at some point to kind of go through and show you what's in my bag. And if that's interesting, I can also at some point go through my emergency bag, with which I could actually probably live outside for 3 days. And then, you know, I do things. I have food, some food stored. I have emergency food. Like if something happens I have food and water and alternative heat sources and things like that. It's a hobby. It's something that interests me, and it has come in handy on more than one occasion. For example, when the power or gas goes out. So if you see videos like that, I'll try to label them. If you're interested, feel free to watch. If not, I will probably see you again for my next FlossTube sometime around the end of June. So I hope everyone is doing okay. It's been a really rough month for a lot of different reasons. So, you know, hopefully we can all take some comfort in our stitching and the community that we have together. So take care, everyone. Keep calm and carry on. Bye-bye.